Have you ever looked in the mirror one morning and thought, where did the time go? One day, you're chasing kids around the yard, fixing things, laughing louder than anyone else in the room. And the next, you're wondering why your joints ache, why you're so tired, or why your friends, especially the men, seem to be leaving this world too soon. It's something many of us start to notice. And if you're a man in your 60s or beyond, chances are you've already buried a few good friends, maybe even a brother. The numbers don't lie. On average, men live 6 years shorter than women. That's not 6 months. That's 6 birthdays you don't get to see, 6 holiday dinners with the family, 6 years of watching the grandkids grow up. And maybe no one ever told you why. That's what we're going to talk about today. Not to scare you, but to show you, really show you, how much power you still have. Because even if your body feels a little worn down, there's still a spark inside you. This isn't just about why men die younger. It's about something hidden inside your cells. A tiny switch. Yes, a switch that can help you live longer, healthier, and more alive than you felt in years. Let's talk about that switch. It's called FOXO3, a gene. A good one. Some call it the longevity gene. I like to call it the stubborn survivor gene. Because when it's turned on, really turned on, it helps your body fight off disease, bounce back from stress, and even repair damage deep inside your cells. Now here's the thing. Women get a head start. Their bodies produce something called estrogen. You've heard of it. And estrogen naturally switches on this FOXO3 gene. Men don't have that advantage. But, and this is the important part, that doesn't mean you're out of luck. You can still activate that gene. And the best part? You don't need to buy expensive pills, chase after crazy diets, or run a marathon. It starts with simple changes. Small things. The kind of things that fit into your life, not fight against it. Let me show you how. Now, before we jump into the steps that turn this gene on, let's take a moment to talk about why men fall behind in the first place. It's not just genetics. It's the way life pushes us, especially men, to ignore what our bodies are saying. You get up, you go to work, you take care of everyone else. You get a pain in your chest, and what do you say? It's nothing. Just tired. I'll rest later. But later never comes. And before you know it, years go by without a checkup. You don't talk about stress. You bottle it up. You don't slow down, even when your body begs you to. Now add to that the hard habits many men fall into. Smoking, drinking, eating fast and late. Jobs that wear your body out. Not getting enough sleep. Not moving around much after retirement. All of these things, they chip away at you, bit by bit, until one day your body can't bounce back the way it used to. But here's where it gets interesting. Inside you, right now, that FOXO3 gene is just waiting. It's not gone. It's not broken. It just needs a little nudge. And that's where you come in. Let's start with the first thing that can flip that switch. And it's probably already in your kitchen. It's called astaxanthin. Strange name, I know. But it's a natural pigment, the thing that gives salmon and shrimp their pink color. Not only does it look good on your dinner plate, it's one of the most powerful antioxidants in the world. 6,000 times stronger than vitamin C. 100 times stronger than vitamin E. That's not marketing. That's science. What does it do? It protects your brain, your heart, your eyes, even your skin. And more importantly, yes, it activates your FOXO3 gene. You don't need to overthink it. Just make space on your plate once or twice a week for some wild-caught salmon. Grill it. Bake it. However you like it. That's one simple, delicious step toward living longer. Now let's move on to something you've heard about 1,000 times, but maybe never knew how powerful it really is. Broccoli. Yes, broccoli. Before you roll your eyes, hear me out. Broccoli, along with cabbage, kale, and other veggies in the same family, contains something called sulforaphane. It sounds complicated, but your body knows exactly what to do with it. Sulforaphane fights inflammation, supports your liver, and yes, it's another strong activator of the FOXO3 gene. Don't like vegetables? You're not alone. But here's a tip. If you eat grass-fed beef or dairy, you might still be getting some of these benefits. That's because the cows eat the wild greens, and those nutrients get passed along to you. So, even if you're a meat and potatoes kind of person, you're not out of the game. Still, a little broccoli never hurt anyone. Try roasting it with olive oil and garlic. Make it tasty. We're not chasing perfection here. We're just tipping the scale back in your favor. There's one more food I want to mention before we move on, and that's green tea. You might already drink it. Maybe your doctor suggested it, but do you know why it's so powerful? Inside green tea is a compound called EGCG. It's one of the best things you can put in your body after 60. It lowers blood sugar, fights inflammation, protects against cancer, and, you guessed it, it activates that FOXO3 gene too. No need for fancy brands. Just a warm cup in the afternoon. Maybe swap it out for that second cup of coffee. These are small shifts, but they're real. And they matter more than you think. Because every time you choose something that supports your FOXO3 gene, you're sending your body a message. I'm not done yet. And your body hears it. Let's keep going. You've already made it this far. That tells me something. You're not the kind of person who gives up. And if there's something you can do to live longer, to feel better, think clearer, and wake up each day with more life in you, you're ready to do it. We've talked about what's on your plate. Now let's talk about what's around you. Because your body doesn't just respond to what you eat. It responds to what you feel, what you do, how you live. And one of the most powerful tools you have is right outside your front door. It's the sun. You might be thinking, wait, the sun? Really? Yes. Really. A little sunlight each day, not too much, just enough, triggers your body to produce vitamin D, which supports your bones, your mood, and your immune system. But what's even more amazing? The sun's rays, specifically the UV light, help switch on the FOXO3 gene. It's like nature's way of charging your internal battery. You don't need to lay out at the beach. Just a short walk. 10-15 minutes. Face, arms, hands. Even sitting on a porch with the sun on your skin makes a difference. And if you're thinking, but I used to get plenty of sun when I was younger, that was then. Your body needs it now, especially after 60, when vitamin D production drops, and the benefits of FOXO3 become even more important. Speaking of doing more with less, let me ask you something personal. When's the last time you ate nothing? I don't mean skipping breakfast because you were busy. I mean real fasting, waiting a little longer between meals, letting your body rest from digesting. You might be surprised to hear this, but intermittent fasting is one of the strongest ways to activate FOXO3. Here's why. Your body is smart. When food is scarce, even for a short while, it flips into repair mode. It starts to clean up damaged cells. It resets hormone levels. It sharpens your focus. And deep down at the genetic level, it turns on the FOXO3 switch. You don't need to starve yourself. Start slow. Finish dinner by 7 p.m., then wait until 9 or 10 the next morning to eat again. That's 14 to 15 hours. Totally doable. Drink water, herbal tea, black coffee if you like. The first few days might be a little uncomfortable, but after that, you'll feel lighter, clearer, stronger. And here's the bonus. That short window of fasting helps lower your insulin, another key to FOXO3. Because too much insulin, from eating all the time, especially sugar and processed carbs, actually shuts FOXO3 down. It's like trying to fix a car engine while it's still running. You've got to let it cool down if you want to do the real work. So if you've ever struggled with blood sugar or been told you're pre-diabetic, this one change could be a game changer. Now let's talk about something that's free, simple, but often ignored. Movement. I'm not talking about going to the gym or lifting heavy weights. I'm talking about moving your body every single day, walking, stretching, taking the stairs, dancing in your kitchen, gardening, playing with the grandkids. When you move, your cells wake up. Your blood flows better. Your heart pumps stronger. Your brain lights up with new energy. And yes, exercise activates FOXO3 too, especially short bursts of intensity. You don't need to run a mile. Just try walking briskly for 30 seconds, then slow down. Do it a few times. That's it. They call it interval training, and it's one of the most powerful ways to build strength after 60. But even if all you can manage is a slow walk around the block, do that. Every step you take sends a message. I'm not done yet. Your muscles don't care how old you are. They respond to use, not age. And your genes? They're listening. There's one more hidden gem I want to share with you, and it may sound a little strange at first. Heat and cold. Yes, the sauna, a cold shower, a splash of cold water in the morning. You see, our ancestors didn't live in climate-controlled homes. They lived in nature, in the heat, in the cold. They had to adapt. And that constant stress, not too much, just enough, shaped their bodies, built resilience, and created this FOXO3 gene we're talking about. Modern life, it's too comfortable, and our bodies forget how to fight back. But when you reintroduce those natural stresses, like a short sauna session or a minute under cold water, your body starts to remember. It triggers the gene that says, we've been here before. We know how to survive. You don't need to jump in an ice bath. Just turn your shower cold for the last 30 seconds. Or take a warm bath, then cool off with fresh air. It's about the contrast, the shift. It wakes you up. Not just your body, your biology. Because FOXO3 responds to challenge, not pain, not punishment, just challenge. And speaking of challenge, there's one more thing you should know. Ketones. You may have heard the word. It's thrown around a lot these days. But here's the simple truth. Ketones are a type of fuel your body makes when you eat fewer carbs. And when ketones are present, FOXO3 comes alive. That means fewer sugary snacks, fewer white breads, more healthy fats like avocados, olive oil, nuts, and good proteins from eggs, fish, chicken. You don't have to follow a strict diet. Just tip the balance away from sugar and toward real food. Your body will know what to do. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Because every small change builds on the last. And every choice, every walk, every meal, every glass of water is a vote. A vote for life. A vote for more time with the people you love. A vote for your future. That FOXO3 gene? It's still there. It's been waiting on you. And now, it's time to answer back. By now you've seen just how much influence you have over your own life, even at 60, 70, or beyond. You've learned about the FOXO3 gene. the little switch inside your body that can help you live longer, heal faster, and fight disease like a warrior. And you've already discovered ways to turn it on? Through the food you eat? Through a short walk in the sun? Through giving your body a break with fasting? Through a bit of movement, a little challenge, and a lot of care? But we're not done just yet. Because there's something else, something few people ever talk about, that plays a quiet but powerful role in how long you live. It's something you won't find on a label. You can't buy it in a bottle. And yet, it may matter just as much as food or exercise. It's how your body handles stress. Not the kind that makes you stronger, like lifting something heavy or walking up a hill. I'm talking about the kind of stress that lingers. The arguments you replay in your head. The regrets that sneak in late at night. The pressure to be fine even when you're not. That kind of stress shuts FOXO3 down. It burns through your reserves. It keeps your body in a fight or flight mode, even when there's nothing chasing you. And over time, it wears out your heart, your mind, and your spirit. So here's what I want you to hear. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to say no. It's okay to let go of things that don't serve you anymore. A quiet moment in the morning, a phone call to an old friend, a walk without your phone, just listening to the wind in the trees. These are not luxuries. They are lifelines. They tell your body, we're safe now. You can start healing. They open the door for FOXO3 to do its job, calmly, quietly, powerfully. And while we're talking about hidden threats, let's not forget about what's around us, not just inside us. Every day we're surrounded by things that can quietly chip away at our health. And that includes the very air we breathe and water we drink. Heavy metals like mercury and aluminum can enter your system and quietly cause damage over time. They interfere with your genes, including FOXO3, and make it harder for your body to defend itself. They hide in things like old cookware, fish from polluted waters, even some over-the-counter products. Now you don't need to panic. But awareness is key. Use a water filter. Choose clean, whole foods when you can. Stay curious about what you put on your skin and what you bring into your home. Even small changes can reduce your exposure, and that means FOXO3 can do its job without interference. Now here's another one, and this one might surprise you. Plastics. Yes, the plastic containers we store food in, the bottles we drink from, the wrappers and packaging that seem to be everywhere. Many of these plastics release what we call endocrine disruptors, chemicals that mess with your hormones. And while they may look like estrogen to your body, they don't act like it. They confuse your system. And worse, they can block the real estrogen from turning on FOXO3. So even if you're doing everything right, eating better, moving more, these chemicals can get in the way. Again, no need to panic. But next time you heat up leftovers, try using glass instead of plastic. Look for BPA-free labels. Open the windows once in a while to let your home breathe. Simple steps. Real impact. Now I want to shift gears for a moment. Because everything we've talked about, the food, the sun, the movement, the fasting, all of it matters. But there's something else that matters just as much. Something many older men forget about as the years go by. Purpose. Yes, that word. Because purpose isn't just about career. It's not about status or money or being busy. Purpose is knowing, deep down, that your life still matters. That you're still needed. Still valuable. Still part of something. And I want to tell you this as clearly as I can. You matter. Not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. There's someone out there who looks up to you, who listens when you speak, who feels better just because you're still here. Maybe it's your child, maybe it's a neighbor, Maybe it's the guy you chat with at the park, or the woman who always smiles back at you in the grocery store. You still have impact. And FOXO3, that beautiful, quiet gene, responds to that too. Because when you have a reason to wake up in the morning, your body fights harder to keep going. So, if you've ever thought, "It's too late for me," it won't make a difference. Or worse, why even bother? Let me say this. It's never too late. Every moment you invest in your health, no matter how small, is a message to your body. I want more. More time, more laughter, more peace, more memories. And your body, if you give it a chance, will respond. So now, let's take a breath. Let all of this settle in. You've just learned something most people will never hear. That your biology is not your destiny. You don't have to be a victim of age. You don't have to slowly fade away. You don't have to accept that men always go first. You can fight back, gently, steadily, with intention, with hope, and yes, with FOXO3 on your side. You don't need to do everything at once. Just start somewhere. Choose one thing today, maybe two tomorrow. Take a walk. Eat real food. Sleep a little better. Breathe a little deeper. And most of all, believe. Believe that your best years can still be ahead of you. That the man you are today is still strong, still capable, still alive with purpose. If this video moved you or made you think, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me, what's one change you're ready to make starting today? Leave a comment. Let's talk. Let's encourage each other. And if you haven't yet, hit that like button. It helps more folks just like you find this message. Subscribe to Strong Elderly Life for more videos that put your health and your happiness first. Because you deserve that. You've carried the weight of the world. You've helped raise families. You've built homes, held hands, fought battles others never saw. Now it's time to take care of you. To protect your life, not just for others, but for yourself. You've got more living to do. And FOXO3? It's ready when you are. Here's to more birthdays, more sunrises, and more strength, one simple step at a time. Here's to living your best life at any age.